doubtful about a long-term trade deal with the U.S., despite coming close to signing a Phase 1 agreement. According to reports, Chinese officials remain concerned about President Donald Trump's, quote, impulsive nature and the risk that he may back out. Here to weigh in, Frank Richter. He's the founder and chairman of the Global Visions Community, Horasis. He is also the former director of the World Economic Forum. Thank you so much for being here. Our own Aikiko Fujita is also with us on set. So, Frank, as we watch this sort of back and forth rhetorically between the U.S. and China, do you think there is a real prospect of a real deal, of a significant long-term agreement?
There's definitely hope. We just hosted the Horasis China meeting in Las Vegas with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the China Federation of Industrial Economics, the main Chinese industry body. In both China and America is hopeful, at least at our summit. The Chinese ambassador attended with also 2 U.S. governors. And I think everybody knows that a trade war is a tit for tat. It's a zero-sum game. There has to be a conclusion, there has to be an agreement. Everybody agrees. And of course, multinationals hope for a deal. Phase 1, you mentioned. I think it will be signed pretty soon, not at the APEC summit, because this one is postponed, but there might be actually a presidential summit between Xi Jinping and President Trump anytime soon. And the really tricky thing is Phase 2. Phase 1 is only agriculture. We see possible ways to collaborate here. Of course, China needs American agricultural products like soybeans and beef and pork. But in Phase 2, we talk about IP, we talk about FDI climate. Those are really the tough issues. But yes, there's hope, and I think we all need to get over this trade war.
Yeah, Frank, I think it's interesting you mentioned that there is hope on that Phase 1 trade deal. We don't know where that's going to be signed, but you also said in your conversations with Chinese officials that they know that they have to change on the IP issue, opening up the markets, but they want to do it on their own timeline. What is the expectation on their front as they see their economic growth start to decelerate? Is there a renewed urgency, you think, to come to the table and maybe speed up the timeline they wanted to go with?
I agree. The Chinese side, I know that they have to open up the economy, reforms, and reforms are coming in, but they don't want to play according to somebody else's pressure, and that's a bit of a Chinese issue as all. Like the face issue. They're opening up, but they ask for more time. They know they have to work on IP, and many Chinese companies actually start to sue each other because of IP issues. And it's a very good signal that the Chinese understand that all economic exchange is based on intellectual property. So they know that. Environment, a second issue. The Chinese now are almost like the avant-garde when it comes to green growth. Think about electric cars, where China is taking the lead. And then FDI investment conditions. Here again, they know that if foreign multinationals stop to invest, the Chinese economy will be hurt. Right. So I think they do everything to keep the investment and to improve the investment climate.
I just wanted to mention on that front, there's an interesting security review that is now going to be happening. According to Reuters, the owner of TikTok, that popular video social media company, its owner is Beijing ByteDance Technology, which is buying music.ly for $1 billion. And again, Reuters is reporting that the U.S. government has launched a national security review into that acquisition, that being conducted by CFIUS, which is the Committee on Foreign Investment in the U.S. So at the same time that we're having these high-level sort of economic discussions, you're also having, in the case of Huawei, in the case of reviews like this, company-level scrutiny that has been increasing. Do those two seem to go hand in hand, right? So when you get an agreement on the big macro stuff, will you also see an alleviation on this level?
Yeah, I agree. It's not only trade. Of course, the issues of Huawei, we all know, and when it comes to digital espionage and other things. I think, if you think about the grand picture, America is concerned about China's rise. They think that China will challenge the US, and China will anytime soon be the #1 economy. And America, especially President Trump, is trying to do everything to kind of keep China China down. And it starts with those kind of reviews targeted towards some companies, and it might go further. You know, there are also geopolitical issues. So the China-US relationship is maybe the single most important relationship of this century, and we have to closely watch it.
All right, unfortunately, we have to leave it there. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Frank Richter is founder and chairman of Horasis. Appreciate it. Thanks, Aikiko.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.